frankly, at that point in time, just sold off parts of it as they go.
You end up with like one lot being residential and the other lot being conservancy around it.
I think so. I think that's how it was zoned originally.
Yeah.
And I would guess there's probably some on West Walnut, really close to the same.
Same deal up there.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Over here, Tiltron, and then that's all residential.
And then they're going to be where? And that's conservative. They want to make it residential. See, that's what just blows me away. It baffles me.
Right.
Get
all of that.
Yeah, to make it residential and to put it.
Why isn't that whole strip?
Yeah, exactly. I don't. It just.
We can start that process.
Yeah, that whole strip along Cole should be.
Well, remember, you have to, I'm sure why they didn't do it, you didn't have public hearings on that because you're changing somebody else's zones.
Right.
And so I think probably the easiest way was to say, when people want to change it, we're allowed. I would guess if you looked at West Walnut, it's almost the same thing.
That it is. There's parts on East Oak too.
And parts on East Oak too.
This is West Walnut right here. Conservancy. Yep.
Probably on the south half of West Walnut, there's conservancy. And out on East Oak, there's going to be some conservancy. And a lot of those may have residential areas on them, but they have acres behind them. You know, they might have 15 acres right behind their house.
So how much of this is going to be resident?
Just their property.
Just
their property.
Yep. 754 East Cole.
Yeah, you end up with a little another.
Just
like
another little
blue
sliver right there.
I have a question. Are we residential? We're on Cole Street.
You're residential on your side. Yeah, that's a subdivision. That was part of a subdivision.
Okay, we're on the south side, we're
You're on the
residential. Okay,
south side, it's
I was
residential.
getting confused.
Okay, so.
Well, but the planning and zoning had public hearing, right?
Yes,
They
yes.
had comments and they took all that into consideration
Yes.
and Board of Adjustments also heard that one too. Sorry? That also went before the Board of Adjustments.
Because of the variance on the.
Well, to move the discussion, I'll motion or make a motion to approve ordinance 838 on first reading. Subject to. It doesn't need to be subject.
Oh, that's right, yeah, the ordinance, yep.
This is one that has 3 readings, right?
Yes.
Yes, it
I'll
does.
second it.
I'll give this a little bit more time to look into this too. Then I got some questions.
And that's if there's anybody here that's for or against.
It's been moved and seconded, so is there further discussion? Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak for or against the rezone?
Yes, yes. I'm Ellen Smith, and I live on Cole Street, on the south side. And we're just down the block from Mansfield's. They are very good neighbors. They take care of their property, and we appreciate them. And I don't know, across the street from us are the Big Hills old house with without garage, brush, junk furniture, and everything. And nobody seems to be worried about that. But a question I have that has nothing to do with them at all is downtown Wheatland is very pretty. It is. And with its flower pots and everything. But when you come in from on South Street off the interstate, what's the first thing you see? An old Mexico filling station that's falling down with junk cars. What? I mean, it gives a bad impression for the town. What can be done about that? Can anybody answer that question? It has nothing to do with them. It's just something I've wondered about ever since I've lived here. which is going on 20 years. And
You know, it's tough. I mean, it's, from the standpoint, I don't think it's, at this point, I don't think you'd have very many people disagree with you, but it's probably not a dangerous building. It's probably, you know.
doors are falling in, it's a mess. We walk by it on a regular
What we
basis.
can do is maybe have the building inspector walk by it and look through it.
Something needs to be done.
I don't disagree with the outside. I'm just telling you, it becomes a real hard thing for everybody to say, you know, we love property rights in America, and then when the government says you gotta do something, it becomes harder and harder. We see that every day. But I will have Walter go look at it, the building inspector, because we have to address your concerns, and so I'm sure Candy will ask Walter to go look
But
at it.
I've just been curious about it.
No,
because,
that's,
as he knows, we walk all over town on a regular basis. And, but the Mansfields are good neighbors. They keep their property up, which is more than can be said for a bunch of the others on that street.
And I guess I could add to that too. I just saw reading the police blotter report. I see Blodorn got ticketed for weeds.
Or we just contacted them.
we just
Contact.
contact them.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm wondering if something like
yeah,
that could
it's,
satisfy Mrs. Smith as far as contact her.
Yeah, we usually, if we get complaints, they contact them right away.
but that was the main, only thing that I had to say was, I definitely support them. They're good neighbors. They keep their property up, which we appreciate. So, because we try to keep ours up.
Thank you.
Merlin?
Be a great place for a little bar and grill.
Sure.
When I was in college, we had a place called the Service Station. All the kids loved to go to it. It was just like that. Just
When we first moved here, I think it was his that wanted to put in a mud bog racing thing across the street.
Yeah.
And we had just moved here and the whole neighborhood came to that.
I just wanted to speak for Platte County Economic Development in favor of this. I think this is one of those amenities that if your community offers it, it's one of the things that people look for and will use. Congratulations.
Thank you. You guys are advertising at Cinema West. I saw it. I saw it yesterday.
That's all I had.
Is there any other public comment? Would you guys like to speak at all, or are you satisfied? You're happy with how things are going?
I'm happy with how things are going.
As long as we move forward.
Hearing no other comment, all in favor of approving ordinance 838 on first reading, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. You have to endure two more of them, but 2 more months. New business item number 2 is notice of award for the storm drain project over by the middle school.
Well, Mr. Wetstein today, I think he had to have dental work done, so he's not here, so I'm gonna do my best to fill in for him. But, this is the or that storm drainage east of the middle school. Definitely needs done. It's a safety issue over there. But we only had one bid. We received one bid from Superior. It was at $309,601.70. I very much got down, and so I worked with Superior, and we got the price down as best we could. Let's see, they used some alternative piping, and then the street department's gonna go in and remove the fencing that's there. And a little bit about the fencing is it's school district fencing, but in order to fit their equipment in there, they need to take it down a bit. So the school district has okayed that, but they want the fence put back up. So that, we got it down to, let's see, $253,117.84.
the form of the agreement?
Is the form of the agreement.
Contract price, the award. The 3 unexecuted counterparts of the agreement, which I assume is the contract. I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. I'm assuming it's their standard engineering contract. I have not seen
I think you did see it. It was right before we went to bed, you and I. And you had a couple changes. and
Oh,
made the
okay.
changes.
We do have a contract though.
It hasn't been signed, but yeah, we have one that,
It's like he puts it out with the whole bid pack.
Yeah,
and it's-
and I probably took out the interest, the charging interest, how we pay, probably took out,
Terms, yeah.
terms and probably took out, attorney fees and probably venues are normal. They usually have a mediation.
One thing that really stands out at me on the contract and engineer's estimate for the seeding and mulch, that's like, whoo, yeah, that's way like $16 square foot versus 70 cents. Talking $23,000 difference on seeding and mulch. I don't know if that's accurate or.
Square yard,
Or square yard, not foot, but
but it's still high.
yeah, 20,000 plus
Still a big difference, yeah.
$2,000.
Be a good thing for the engineer to go back and say, what? Am I missing
Somebody
something?
misfigured something.
Some special grass? High dollar grass.
What's funny is it's the engineers that's way low.
Yeah.
But I just threw that out there to.
We didn't have any other bidders.
You did not.
Yeah, Hales were at the pre-bid meeting and then they went and saw it and they didn't want any part of it. And I think they're all busy, you know, it's it's a tight area and
What's the period of performance here?
we really didn't, I'll visit with, Darren Hershey and we'll kind of see, I know they were kind of on to like maybe November
Okay.
when they slow down a little bit.
August. We need to do move to accept the contract or move to accept the engineer's recommendation.
Yes.
At that amount of 253, because it's changed throughout the whole.
Yeah, it's, the contract price of the award contract is $253, $117.84.
It's on this.
Oh, move to accept the bid from Superior Contracting per the engineer's recommendation for Town of Wheatland Middle School Drainage Project for the amount of $253,117.84.
second. Been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion?
So I'm assuming Candy, you'll withhold, if they start in November, they may not be seeding and mulching until spring. You'll hold that
Yes.
back out.
This would be on a contract to get paid on your,
Means we didn't see the contract, I was assuming.
yeah, they have to do a monthly payment for work performed.
Before we sign anything or do anything, I can get it, you know, email it to you guys. It's just been the same whenever, this is how we've done it with Wetstein's.
It's gonna be on the retainage, same formula that we use all our contracts if they.
They got payout, monthly payout for what work performed.
Right.
The engineer has to approve it and
They
say
have
yes.
a retainage of so many dollars.
And I'm sure this is gonna get passed, but I would still like to know what the big difference is.
Yeah.
Just for curiosity.
Oh, yeah, we can ask.
Wonder, this was, I looked at the contract on April 22nd, 2022.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, we've been through it a few times, so it should be pretty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same general contract
Right.
every time.
Did we vote?
That's what I just, did I call the question? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I knew it was.
All right, moving on to new business item number 4, which is the new 3, letter of engagement with Klinger Hangerman LLC.
So, Mayor, the BDO has been our accountant's auditing firm for the last, since I've been here. Before that, they were AMC.
Mater, Tasker.
Yeah, Mater. So they had contacted us just at the end of July and told us they would no longer be able to provide accounting services. And that was the time when normally Tabitha is getting ready for the audit. So they contacted us then, and Abby Heyman, I don't know if you guys remember Abby, but she was the one that always worked with the town of Wheatland on our audit. She went out and formed her own LLC. And she is eligible to, or able to provide our services because they ended services with us. Does that make sense? So, you know, the non-compete clause
Right.
was not in effect because they ended their services with us. So she is able to put in for services. So this is her agreement, Klinger Hagerman. And she will be here in the next couple weeks, hopefully. Yeah, the end of September. End of September to start our audit, which is about a month later than normal. We did not have to go out to bid because it's a professional service and we just didn't have time. So we're kind of desperate right now, but we work very well with Abby. Tabitha works excellent with Abby. She's done good for us in the past. So this is her proposal. We do not, our federal grants are not for $750,000, so we don't have to do the single audit this year. We will next year again. So at this, it's $25,750 for the financial statement, and then $1,900 for the F-66.
I was curious and I did some background stuff. I was like, oh, I know who this is. It's like kind of figured out, oh, BDO's not doing this anymore. But I did wonder if you'd done any shopping with McGee or Advisor or anybody else.
I'll be on it. You could probably do that next year. This is late in the governmental audit season, and they're going to be picked up, most of them. You know, just from the standpoint that you didn't have notice in time to get it because your end was July.
That being said, I would go ahead and move that we go ahead and hire the Klinger Hangerman LLC to do the auditing and work this year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Her partner has significant auditing background. By the way,
The Klinger name.
Klinger. He's from Texas. That bothers you.
Everything's bigger in Texas. Well, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Announcements would be that on October 10th, we'll have our next council meeting at 7 o'clock here.
And we'll have a workshop.
And before the council meeting at 5 p.m., there will be a workshop here. What is the workshop?
Chief Willitson requested a workshop. Possibly additional items, but I don't know yet. So I'm just gonna say Chief Willitson has requested a workshop.
Okay.
And Mayor, I have just one, I don't know if you noticed, like right behind my report, I have the Wampa load management information. So can I tell you a little, real quick about that because I'm kind of proud of our crews.
The 13,000, is that
Yeah.
saved?
Yeah, that we saved. So Rosemary with Wampa had contacted us and she said we were gonna be doing some demand management. It was just kind of a experiment type thing. Shift some of our load from the expected peak times to other times in the day. So what they would do is send us an email and they say, Wampa's load forecasting tool predicts our peak will be July 19th from 1 to 5. So during that time, reduce your load. So what Ken Piniel worked with Rick Keck, and we wouldn't run the wells during that time. We made sure the towers were full or where they needed to be, and then we wouldn't run the wells during that time. And so when they came and met with us a few weeks ago, they told us that the Wheatland community saved most money. All their communities.
Wow, excellent.
Been doing it since January. And,
That's pretty neat.
yeah, there was only one time where we couldn't do it. You know, the tower, it was, probably July, August, sometime when it was really hot. And so we just didn't have enough water where Rick felt comfortable. So.
Yeah, Wheatland's really the poster child for that long.
Anyway, it was a good thing for us. So
Yeah, it's excellent.
Very good.
just had to mention Ken and Rick, they did good.
Well, we always hear lots of complaints and you don't get to hear lots of attaboys, so it's nice to hear the positive things once in a while too.
Okay, that's all I have.
Is there any other announcements at this time? Well, I would entertain a motion to,
Short.
enter into a short executive session
Anyway, on contracts.
on contracts.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.